So, have you ever imagined a world where 90% of diseases could disappear, where memory returns, and even cancer cells can be defeated? It sounds like science fiction, but the truth is far more remarkable. It's hidden in the natural power of your body. Every single day, your body is capable of repairing itself, defending itself, and even reversing damage that was once considered permanent. The key lies not in magic pills, but in understanding and activating the body's own natural defense systems, what I like to call the body's biological intelligence. So let me start by sharing the first key point: the power of angiogenesis, or new blood vessel growth. You might not realize it, but the health of your blood vessels determines the health of every tissue in your body, from your brain to your heart, from your skin to your immune system. When your vessels are flexible, strong, and well nourished, they bring oxygen and nutrients to every cell. But when circulation falters, tissues become starved, and disease finds an opening. Real life studies show that diets rich in plant based foods like berries, tomatoes, and leafy greens stimulate angiogenesis in a healthy way. This not only supports overall vitality, but also strengthens the body's ability to prevent abnormal cell growth. Think of your blood vessels as highways delivering life to every corner of your body, and you have the power to expand and repair those highways naturally. Every single cell in your body depends on a simple yet miraculous system: the network of blood vessels that delivers oxygen, nutrients, and life itself. Think of these vessels as the roads and highways of your body. When they are healthy, everything runs smoothly, your brain functions sharply, your muscles perform optimally, your organs regenerate, and even your skin glows. But when circulation falters, when these pathways become stiff, blocked, or damaged, the consequences ripple through every corner of your biology. Diseases, fatigue, memory problems, and even cancer find an opportunity to take hold. What is fascinating, however, is that these pathways are not fixed. They are alive, adaptive, and highly responsive to the choices you make every day. The science of angiogenesis, the growth of new blood vessels, shows us that the human body has the intrinsic ability to repair, restore, and rejuvenate itself if we give it the right signals. To angiogenesis is more than a medical term. It is the fundamental mechanism that decides whether tissues get the oxygen and nutrients they need or slowly decline. Every tiny hair follicle, every neuron in your brain, and every muscle fiber relies on a constant supply of oxygen rich blood. If the supply falters, energy production drops, repair slows, and vulnerabilities appear. Hair thins, memory weakens, fatigue sets in, and the risk of abnormal cell growth increases. But when angiogenesis is stimulated in healthy ways, through nutrition, movement, and lifestyle, these pathways expand and rejuvenate, creating a flood of vitality that restores health from the inside out. Research has demonstrated that certain foods and natural compounds act as powerful triggers for healthy angiogenesis. Berries, rich in polyphenols, not only reduce inflammation but also signal blood vessels to expand and repair. Tomatoes, with their potent lycopene content, strengthen vessel walls and improve circulation. Leafy greens, full of nitrates and antioxidants, enhance oxygen delivery throughout the body. These are not just nutrients, they are messages to your biology saying resources are abundant. Growth is safe, repair can begin, and the body listens. The vessels open, blood flows, tissues breathe, and the risk of disease begins to recede. I remember meeting a woman in her early 50s who had been struggling with fatigue and memory lapses. She assumed it was normal aging, something she had to accept, but a deeper look revealed subtle signs of compromised circulation and reduced nutrient delivery to her tissues. She began integrating simple, nutrient rich foods into her daily routine: blueberries with her breakfast, spinach and tomatoes in lunch salads, and a handful of nuts each afternoon. Within a few months, she noticed her energy returning, her focus sharpening, and even the texture of her skin and hair improving. This was not a quick fix or magic pill, it was her body responding to the nourishment and signals it had always needed. Each meal, each choice, reinforced the body's natural intelligence and its capacity to heal itself. Angiogenesis is also critical in disease prevention. Tumors, for example, rely on creating new blood vessels to feed themselves, but when the body's natural vascular system is healthy, it can control and regulate this process. Blood vessels that are strong, adaptive, and flexible are less likely to be hijacked by abnormal cells. That is why the same habits that promote healthy circulation, whole foods, physical activity, stress reduction, also lower the risk of cancer, heart disease, and other chronic conditions. It is biology at its finest, preventive, intelligent, and responsive. Tell what is truly empowering is that this process is under your control. Every bite you take, every step you move, every stress reducing practice you incorporate sends a signal to your blood vessels. Are they to grow, repair, and nourish, or are they to remain narrow, stiff, and vulnerable? The choice may seem small on a daily scale, but over weeks and months, it transforms your health. Circulation improves, tissues regenerate, energy returns, and disease struggles to gain a foothold. You are literally reshaping the landscape of your own biology to healthy blood vessels are the foundation for everything your body can achieve memory, vitality, immunity, and longevity. They determine how efficiently your organs function, how quickly your tissues repair, and how effectively your body defends itself. By supporting angiogenesis through proper nutrition, movement, and lifestyle, you unlock a system within you that has always been ready to heal, to protect, and to renew. It is a system of remarkable intelligence capable of reversing decline, restoring memory, and creating a resilience that can prevent disease. And the most remarkable part, this power is already inside you, waiting for your guidance, waiting for your choices, and waiting for your commitment to health. When most people think of the immune system, they picture white blood cells fighting off colds or flu. But the truth is far more profound. Your immune system is not just a reactive force, it is a proactive guardian, an intelligent network that patrols your entire body, detecting damage, repairing tissue, and even eliminating potentially dangerous cells before they multiply. Every single day, millions of cells are born with small errors, mutations that could eventually lead to cancer or chronic disease. Remarkably, in most people, these cells are destroyed by a vigilant immune system before they can cause harm. This is not a miracle, it is biology doing exactly what it was designed to do. And the exciting part is that we can empower this system, helping it perform at its best through lifestyle, nutrition, and mindful choices. Yeah, the immune system operates on multiple layers. There are frontline soldiers like natural killer cells and cytotoxic T cells that actively seek out and destroy abnormal or infected cells. There are sentinels that detect damage and signal for repair, and regulators that ensure the system does not overreact, which could lead to autoimmunity or chronic inflammation. Each layer communicates with the others, forming a highly coordinated network capable of responding to both external threats and internal dysfunction. It is, in essence, a self correcting system, constantly learning, adapting, and strengthening itself. When we understand this, it becomes clear that supporting immunity is not just about avoiding sickness, it is about maintaining the integrity of every tissue, every organ, every cell. To nutrition plays a pivotal role in this process. Certain foods contain compounds that enhance immune function, boost cellular repair, and even help the body identify and destroy precancerous cells. For example, cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and Brussels sprouts contain sulforaphane, a compound that stimulates detoxification pathways and strengthens immune surveillance. Berries rich in polyphenols not only reduce inflammation but also enhance the function of natural killer cells. Citrus fruits, abundant in vitamin C, support the proliferation and activity of white blood cells. This is not just theory. Decades of research have shown that diets rich in these compounds reduce the risk of chronic diseases and support recovery after illness. To stress, sleep, and physical activity are equally critical. Chronic stress floods the body with cortisol, a hormone that suppresses the immune system and increases vulnerability to infections and abnormal cell growth. Sleep is the body's nightly repair session, during which immune cells multiply and memory of prior infections is consolidated. Physical activity enhances circulation, ensuring that immune cells reach tissues where they are most needed. Together, these factors create an environment where the immune system can work optimally, not just reactively, but proactively, preventing disease at its root. To real life examples make this principle tangible. I remember a patient, a woman in her late 40s, who experienced frequent infections, fatigue, and persistent inflammation. She assumed her body was just slowing down. But with guidance, she began eating a diet rich in colorful vegetables, incorporating moderate daily exercise, prioritizing sleep, and practicing stress reduction techniques like meditation. Within months, her energy levels improved, her infections decreased, and lab tests showed a marked improvement in immune markers. Her body was no longer just surviving, it was thriving. Her immune system had been strengthened, now patrolling more effectively, repairing tissues, and eliminating cellular errors before they could turn dangerous. So, what is particularly inspiring is that the immune system can recognize cancer cells before they become tumors. In the vast majority of people, precancerous cells appear constantly, but are eliminated silently, unnoticed by immune surveillance. It is a quiet, invisible victory happening every day in millions of people. The exciting revelation from recent research is that this natural defense can be optimized. By supporting the immune system through diet, movement, sleep, and stress management, we give our bodies the tools they need to maintain this constant vigilance more efficiently. To emotionally understanding this transforms how we perceive our bodies. Hair loss, fatigue, memory issues, and chronic inflammation are often seen as signs of inevitable decline. But when we realize our immune system is capable of actively repairing and protecting us, these challenges become signals, not verdicts. They are invitations to nurture the system, to feed it, protect it, and trust its capacity to heal. It becomes empowering rather than frightening, inspiring action rather than resignation. So, your immune system is more than a defense mechanism. It is an intelligence network, a repair system, and a silent guardian that works tirelessly on your behalf. By supporting it consistently, we can prevent a wide range of diseases, slow aging, protect our memory, and even remove abnormal cells before they become dangerous. Every meal, every walk, every night of proper sleep, every moment of stress management is a message to your immune system. You are supported, you are strong, you are capable. And when the immune system hears that message, the body responds, often in ways that exceed our expectations, restoring health, vitality, and hope. Inflammation is a word we hear often, but few of us fully understand how deeply it affects our body, our mind, and even our memory. Acute inflammation is essential. It is the body's immediate response to injury or infection, bringing nutrients, immune cells, and repair mechanisms to the site of damage. But chronic, low grade inflammation is different. It is silent, persistent, and subtle, yet it drives much of the aging process and is at the root of many chronic diseases, from heart disease to diabetes, from joint degeneration to cognitive decline. The same inflammation that quietly disrupts your blood vessels and organs also affects your brain, interfering with neuron communication and leading to memory lapses, brain fog, and even accelerated cognitive aging. What is remarkable, however, is that inflammation is not inevitable. The body gives constant signals that we can listen to and act upon. Certain foods, for example, are powerful regulators of inflammation. Fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines provide omega 3 fatty acids that reduce inflammatory signaling. Brightly colored vegetables and fruits, especially berries, oranges, and leafy greens, are rich in antioxidants that neutralize free radicals, the molecules that trigger inflammatory responses. Turmeric, ginger, and garlic, long used in traditional medicine, have compounds that calm inflammation at the cellular level. This is not just folklore. Numerous studies demonstrate that diets rich in these anti inflammatory foods correlate with lower rates of chronic disease, improved cognitive function, and enhanced overall vitality. And memory, in particular, is exquisitely sensitive to inflammation. When inflammatory molecules infiltrate the brain, they disrupt the delicate balance of neurotransmitters, reduce the formation of new neurons, and interfere with synaptic plasticity, the brain's ability to form and retain memories. This is why individuals with chronic inflammation often experience difficulty recalling simple details, focusing on tasks, or remembering names and dates. It may feel like a normal part of aging, but science tells us it is not inevitable. It is a signal that the body is under stress and the brain is being deprived of the nourishment it needs to function optimally. Sarai recall a patient in her early 60s, an intelligent and vibrant woman who noticed that her memory was slipping. She would forget appointments, misplace her keys, and feel mentally foggy despite years of experience and sharp thinking. Upon examining her lifestyle, it became clear that her diet was low in antioxidants, high in processed foods, and lacking in anti inflammatory compounds. She had also experienced years of stress, which elevated her cortisol levels and fueled inflammation. By gradually integrating antioxidant rich foods like blueberries, spinach, and walnuts, adding regular moderate exercise, and practicing mindfulness and meditation, she began to see remarkable changes. Within months, her cognitive clarity improved, she could remember details she had long forgotten, and even her energy levels and emotional well-being rose. This story illustrates that the brain, like every other organ, thrives when the body's internal environment supports it. So, physical activity also plays a vital role in reducing inflammation. Exercise improves circulation, lowers pro inflammatory molecules, and enhances insulin sensitivity. Even gentle movement, walking, yoga, or stretching can signal the body to shift from an inflammatory state to a restorative state. Sleep is equally critical. During deep sleep, the brain's glymphatic system becomes active, clearing toxic proteins and inflammatory molecules that accumulate during the day. Together, these lifestyle practices create a feedback loop. Reduced inflammation improves memory and cognitive performance, which reduces stress, which further lowers inflammation, creating a positive spiral of health and vitality. So, there is also a profound emotional dimension to controlling inflammation. Chronic stress, unresolved trauma, and emotional tension all amplify inflammatory signaling in the body. By addressing not only physical but also emotional and psychological stressors, we give the body the space to heal, restore, and even reverse damage. Meditation, deep breathing, journaling, and meaningful social connection all contribute to lowering inflammation and supporting cognitive resilience. Science increasingly recognizes that the mind and body are inseparable, and the state of one profoundly affects the other. By targeting inflammation through diet, movement, rest, and emotional care, we do more than improve memory. We reduce the risk of chronic disease, strengthen the immune system, protect our blood vessels, and even support the body's ability to prevent abnormal cell growth. The body has an astonishing capacity for repair and renewal, but it requires the right environment to do so. Every anti inflammatory meal, every walk, every night of restorative sleep, and every mindful breath tells the body it is safe to repair, it is safe to regenerate, growth is possible. And when the body receives these messages consistently, memory improves, energy returns, and the risk of disease diminishes. So, inflammation is not a sentence, it is a signal, a language that the body speaks. By listening carefully, responding wisely, and nourishing our body with the tools it needs, we can reclaim mental clarity, restore memory, and protect our health from a multitude of diseases. It is a power we often underestimate, yet it is within every one of us, waiting to be activated, nurtured, and celebrated. Stem cells are often called the body's master repair system, and for good reason. They are the blank, versatile cells capable of transforming into nearly any cell type, repairing tissues, regenerating organs, and maintaining the body's vitality. Every time you cut your skin, recover from a minor injury, or even heal after a viral infection, stem cells are at work behind the scenes. Yet most people have no idea how central they are to health, longevity, and disease prevention. These cells are not just passive repairmen, they are active decision makers, responding to the environment of the body, the nutrients you provide, and the lifestyle you live. When nurtured properly, stem cells become the ultimate allies in reversing damage, regenerating function, and even targeting cells that could become harmful, such as those that might lead to cancer. So, the fascinating thing about stem cells is that their activity is highly responsive to lifestyle and nutrition. Decades of research now show that certain plant based compounds, regular exercise, and even fasting can stimulate the body's natural production of stem cells. Cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and kale contain compounds that activate detoxification pathways and indirectly signal stem cells to repair tissues. Polyphenols in berries and green tea create a protective environment, reducing oxidative stress and allowing stem cells to function more effectively. These are not abstract ideas. Real world studies confirm that people who integrate these compounds into their diet exhibit enhanced tissue repair, improved organ function, and greater resilience against degenerative disease. Suck consider the story of a woman in her late 50s who had long struggled with joint pain and fatigue. She had accepted these symptoms as inevitable consequences of aging. But after adjusting her diet to include more plant based compounds, adding moderate exercise, and practicing intermittent fasting under medical supervision, something remarkable happened. Her joint discomfort decreased, her energy returned, and she experienced a noticeable improvement in overall vitality. Laboratory studies confirmed increased stem cell activity, suggesting that her body had reactivated its natural repair mechanisms. This is not magic, it is biology responding to the right environment. By supporting stem cells, she had effectively given her body the tools to rebuild itself from the inside out. Stem cells are also essential in combating chronic disease and even cancer. Every day, our bodies generate potentially abnormal cells that could, under certain conditions, turn malignant. Stem cells play a role in maintaining tissue integrity and repairing damage before these abnormal cells can spread. Furthermore, scientific evidence suggests that by optimizing stem cell activity through lifestyle, nutrition, and stress management, the body's capacity to identify and remove damaged or pre-cancerous cells improves significantly. In other words, your own repair system is your first and most powerful defense against disease. To exercise is another critical signal for stem cell activation. Physical activity increases blood flow, stimulates the release of growth factors, and creates a mild stress on tissues that encourages stem cells to multiply and differentiate. Even simple movements like walking, resistance training, or yoga can signal the body to increase its regenerative capacity. This is why physically active individuals often recover faster from injury, maintain healthier organ function, and exhibit slower signs of aging. Movement is not just for strength or endurance, it is a direct command to your stem cells to get to work, repair, and regenerate.